Well, come to my channel and don't forget subscribe when it comes to building wealth. The most powerful principle for beginners is the idea of saving before you spend. This simple but life-changing concept means that every time you earn money, you set aside a portion for your future before you pay for anything else. Most people do the opposite. They receive their income, pay all their bills, spend on their wants, and then save whatever is left. The problem with this approach is that very often there is nothing left at the end of the month. Life has a way of filling every gap with unexpected expenses or temptations. That is why the habit of paying yourself first is the foundation of financial success. Saving before spending requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing saving as optional, you treat it as essential, like rent or electricity. The money you save is not extra, it is the priority. Think of it as a bill you must pay to your future self. When you consistently do this, you are telling yourself that your future is just as important as your present. Even if you start with a small percentage, perhaps 5% or 10% of your income, the habit matters more than the amount. Over time, as your earnings grow, you can increase that percentage and see your savings multiply. The beauty of this principle is in its long-term impact. Money saved regularly and invested wisely does not just sit idle. It grows through compound interest. Imagine saving $100 every month from an early age and investing it. Decades later, that small monthly act can become a substantial sum much larger than what you contributed. This is the quiet power of consistency. People who wait until they feel financially ready to save often find themselves behind because time is the biggest factor in building wealth. The earlier you start, the more your money has time to grow. Of course, saving before you spend requires discipline. It can feel difficult in the beginning because you might think of all the things you could buy with that money. However, discipline is about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. Do you want another pair of shoes, or do you want the freedom to retire comfortably one day? Do you want to eat out every week, or do you want the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have an emergency fund? Every choice is a trade-off between the present and the future. People who build wealth understand that the future is worth investing in. Another key element is automation. When you rely on willpower alone, it is easy to forget or convince yourself to skip saving just this month. But when you set up automatic transfers to your savings or investment account as soon as your paycheck arrives, the process becomes effortless. You never even see the money in your spending account, so you are less tempted to use it. Automation protects you from your own impulses and ensures that saving happens consistently. Over time, saving before you spend also creates financial security. Life is full of uncertainties, medical emergencies, job losses, or unexpected repairs. Without savings, these events can destroy financial stability, but when you have a habit of saving first, you build a cushion that protects you from stress and debt. Wealth is not only about luxury, it is about peace of mind. The confidence that you can handle challenges without panic is one of the greatest benefits of saving early and consistently. Ultimately, saving before you spend is more than a financial strategy. It is a lifestyle choice. It reflects values of discipline, foresight, and self-respect. By making your future a priority, you create opportunities that would otherwise be impossible. You gain the freedom to make choices not out of desperation, but out of confidence. It may seem small to put away a portion of your income each month, but those small steps compound into something extraordinary over time. Wealth is not built in a single moment. It is built in the daily habit of putting your future first. Budgeting wisely is one of the most important steps in building wealth, especially for beginners. It is not just a list of numbers or a restriction on your life. It is a plan, a guide that tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Many people believe that budgeting means cutting out all the joys of life. But in reality, budgeting is about control, direction, and clarity. It gives you the power to align your spending with your priorities and goals, making sure your hard-earned money is working for you rather than against you. When you create a budget, you begin to see your financial reality with open eyes. Most people underestimate how much they spend because they don't track the small daily expenses. A cup of coffee here, a quick meal there, a subscription you forgot to cancel, it all adds up. Budgeting wisely forces you to examine your habits and understand where your money is going. Once you know, you can make better decisions about whether your spending truly reflects your values and long-term goals. For example, if you dream of owning a home or traveling the world, your budget can help you direct more money toward those dreams and less toward meaningless expenses. A wise budget always starts with the basics, needs before wants. Needs are essential expenses like housing, food, utilities, and transportation. Wants are extras, things you enjoy but can live without. By prioritizing needs and limiting wants, you make sure that the foundation of your life is secure before you indulge. However, budgeting wisely doesn't mean depriving yourself completely. It means setting limits so you can enjoy small pleasures while still staying on track for bigger goals. A realistic budget allows for enjoyment but prevents overindulgence. Another critical part of budgeting wisely is preparing for the unexpected. Life doesn't always follow a plan. Emergencies such as medical bills, car repairs, or sudden job loss can throw your finances into chaos if you aren't prepared. That's why a wise budget always includes an emergency fund. Even setting aside a small amount each month builds a safety net that keeps you from falling into debt when challenges arise. With this cushion in place, you gain peace of mind knowing that you can handle surprises without financial panic. Budgeting is also the tool that helps you eliminate wasteful spending. By tracking your income and expenses, you can identify leaks in your financial system. Maybe you're paying for memberships you don't use, buying too many takeout meals, or upgrading gadgets unnecessarily. A wise budget doesn't just highlight these leaks, it helps you plug them. The money saved from reducing waste can then be redirected towards savings, investments, or debt repayment. In this way, budgeting acts as a bridge from where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. Technology makes budgeting easier than ever. Apps and digital tools can track expenses automatically, categorize spending, and even alert you when you're close to overspending in a category. But while tools can help, the heart of budgeting wisely lies in discipline and consistency. A budget only works if you stick to it. This means reviewing it regularly, adjusting it when your circumstances change, and holding yourself accountable. Some months will be harder than others, but every step of sticking to your budget strengthens your financial habits. Over time, budgeting wisely transforms your relationship with money. Instead of feeling stressed or uncertain, you gain confidence and control. You stop living paycheck to paycheck because you've planned ahead. You begin to see progress. Your savings grow, your debt shrinks, and your goals become achievable. This progress fuels motivation and keeps you committed to the process. Wealth is not built by accident. It is built through intentional decisions repeated over time. A budget is the roadmap that keeps you on course. In the end, budgeting wisely is not about limiting your life, but about unlocking freedom. When you know exactly how much you earn, where it goes, and how much you're saving, you can make decisions without fear or guilt. You can say yes to opportunities and no to temptations because you have a plan. Wealth begins with clarity, and clarity comes from budgeting. For beginners and for anyone, learning to budget wisely is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and your future. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles to building wealth, and eliminating it is a vital step for anyone who wants to achieve financial freedom. At first, debt may seem harmless, even useful. It allows you to buy things you cannot afford immediately, like a car, a house, or even smaller luxuries through credit cards. But the hidden danger is in the interest. Interest turns what you borrowed into a much larger sum over time, quietly draining your income month after month. When you are in debt, you are not only paying for the item you purchased, but also paying extra for the privilege of borrowing. This cycle keeps many people trapped, working hard but never moving forward financially. To eliminate debt, the first step is awareness. Many people avoid looking closely at how much they owe because it feels overwhelming or shameful, but avoiding the truth only makes the problem worse. Write down every debt you have: credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, along with the interest rates and minimum payments. Seeing the full picture can be uncomfortable, but it gives you the clarity you need to make a plan. Debt is not just a financial burden, it is also a psychological weight that limits freedom. Facing it head-on is the first act of taking control. Once you know what you owe, you need a strategy. There are two popular methods for debt elimination: the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. With the avalanche method, you focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first while making minimum payments on the rest. This saves you the most money in the long run because high interest debts cost you the most. With the snowball method, you pay off the smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate, and then move to the next. This gives you quick wins and builds motivation. Both methods work, but the key is to choose one and stay committed. Eliminating debt also requires discipline in daily spending. If you continue to use credit cards for unnecessary purchases while trying to pay off balances, you are working against yourself. It's like trying to empty a sinking boat while still drilling holes in the bottom. To succeed, you must commit to living within your means and stop relying on borrowing for everyday expenses. This might mean making sacrifices, cutting back on dining out, delaying new gadgets, or finding cheaper alternatives for entertainment. Every sacrifice today is an investment in a debt-free tomorrow. Another important factor is increasing your income. Cutting expenses will help, but extra income accelerates debt repayment. Consider side hustles, freelancing, selling items you no longer need, or asking for extra hours at work. Even a small increase in income, if applied directly to debt payments, can dramatically shorten the time it takes to become debt-free. The money you once used to pay interest can then be redirected towards savings and investments, which truly build wealth. It is also helpful to automate your debt payments. When payments are automatic, you avoid late fees and ensure consistent progress. Each month, as you watch your balances shrink, you gain confidence and motivation. Every payment is a step closer to freedom. Unlike saving or investing, where progress may feel slow, debt elimination gives you visible results that reinforce your commitment. The benefits of eliminating debt go beyond numbers. Debt causes stress, arguments, and even health issues for many people. When you are debt-free, you gain peace of mind and freedom of choice. You are no longer working for the bank or credit card company. You are working for yourself and your future. Opportunities open up when you don't have to worry about monthly payments draining your income. You can save for emergencies, invest for retirement, or pursue dreams like starting a business or traveling the world. In the end, eliminating debt is not just about money, it is about reclaiming your life. It is about refusing to let interest control your future. It may take time and effort, but every step forward reduces the chains that hold you back. Wealth cannot grow in the shadow of debt. The sooner you eliminate it, the sooner you can build a foundation of financial independence, freedom, and peace. Investing to grow is the stage where saving transforms into wealth building. While saving money is essential for stability, savings alone are not enough to create long-term financial freedom. This is because of a silent force called inflation, which gradually reduces the value of money over time. If you keep all your savings in a bank account, the money will remain safe, but its purchasing power will decline. Investing, on the other hand, makes your money work for you. It allows your savings to grow, multiply, and outpace inflation, turning small contributions into significant wealth over the years. For beginners, investing may sound intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. The key is to start simple and understand that time is your greatest ally. One of the most powerful concepts in investing is compound growth. Compound growth means that the money you earn from your investments begins to generate earnings of its own. Over time, this snowball effect leads to exponential growth. For example, if you invest $1.00 and it grows by 10% in 1 year, you now have $100. The next year, if it grows again by 10%, it is no longer just $100 growing. It is $100 growing. Over decades, this compounding effect can turn even small, regular investments into a large fortune. The best way for beginners to invest is often through low-cost, diversified options. Index funds and exchange-traded funds ETFs are great starting points because they spread your investment across many companies, reducing risk. Instead of trying to guess which single stock will succeed, you own a small piece of many companies at once. Historically, broad index funds like those that follow the S&P 500 have provided steady, long-term returns. The goal is not to get rich quickly, but to grow your wealth steadily over time. Another smart option is investing in retirement accounts, such as a 401k or IRA, depending on your country. These accounts often provide tax advantages, allowing your money to grow faster. Contributing to them early and consistently can make a huge difference in your financial future. For those without access to such accounts, even a regular brokerage account can help you begin the journey of investing. What matters most is consistency. Even if you can only invest a small amount each month, staying disciplined is what produces results. One common mistake beginners make is chasing quick profits. They hear about people making fast money in stocks, cryptocurrency, or other risky investments, and they want the same. But short-term speculation often leads to losses because markets are unpredictable in the short run. Investing to grow wealth is about patience, not gambling. It's about planting seeds and letting them grow over years, not trying to harvest overnight. Another important point is risk management. All investments carry some risk, but not investing carries a greater risk, the risk of being left behind financially. To manage risk wisely, avoid putting all your money into a single investment. Diversification is your protections. Spreading your money across different assets reduces the chance of losing everything if one investment fails. It is also important to know your personal tolerance for risk. Some people are comfortable with higher risks for the chance of higher rewards, while others prefer safer, slower growth. The key is finding a balance that allows you to stay invested without panic. Investing is not just about money, it is about mindset. It requires patience, discipline, and trust in the process. There will be times when the market goes down and your investments lose value. This is normal. History shows that markets always recover and grow over time. People who panic and sell during downturns often lose, while those who stay calm and continue investing reap the rewards later. Ultimately, investing to grow is about creating freedom. It is the path that allows you to build wealth without working endlessly for every dollar. It gives you the power to retire comfortably, support your family, or pursue your dreams. When your money works for you, life opens up in new ways. For beginners, the most important lesson is to start now, no matter how small, and let time and consistency do the heavy lifting. Your future self will thank you for every dollar invested today. Relying on a single source of income is like standing on one leg. It may hold you up for a while, but it leaves you unsteady and vulnerable to falling. For beginners looking to build wealth, creating multiple income streams is one of the smartest strategies. It provides security, accelerates financial growth, and opens up opportunities that would never exist if you depended only on one paycheck. Jobs can be lost, businesses can slow down, and markets can change. But when you have more than one way of earning money, you reduce risk and increase stability. The first step in building multiple income streams is understanding the difference between active and passive income. Active income comes from the work you do, your job, your freelance projects, or your side hustle. You exchange your time and effort for money. Passive income, on the other hand, comes from assets that continue to pay you even when you are not actively working, such as investments, rental properties, royalties, or online businesses. Both types are important, but passive income is what eventually gives you freedom. At the beginning, most people start with active income streams, but the goal should be to build passive ones over time. For beginners, a simple way to start is by exploring side hustles. This could be freelancing in your area of skill, offering services online, tutoring, or even delivering food or driving for ride-share apps. These activities may not make you rich overnight, but they add an extra layer of income that can be directed toward paying off debt, building savings, or investing. The beauty of side hustles is that they also allow you to test new skills and passions. What begins as a small project on the side can sometimes grow into a full-time business. Another powerful stream of income is building an online presence. In today's digital world, platforms such as YouTube, blogging, or creating digital products can generate revenue through ads, sponsorships, or product sales. While it requires effort and consistency in the beginning, digital income streams have the advantage of scalability. You create something once, and it can reach thousands of people over time. For example, writing an e-book, creating an online course, or designing digital templates can continue to generate income long after the work is done. Investing is also a critical form of building multiple income streams. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and even small business investments all fall under this category. Dividends from stocks or rental income from property are examples of how your money can earn money for you. Unlike a job that depends on your daily effort, these streams grow in the background. The more you invest wisely, the more these streams can grow and eventually support your lifestyle without relying entirely on your job. It is important to note that building multiple income streams does not mean overloading yourself. The goal is not to work endlessly at 5 different jobs. The goal is to be strategic. Begin with one strong stream, like your main job, and then add a second one that fits your skills or interests. Once you stabilize that, consider a third, ideally one that leans toward passive income. Over time, the combination of streams creates a safety net that makes you financially resilient. Another benefit of multiple income streams is the acceleration of wealth. With only one source of income, your ability to save and invest is limited by your salary. But with 2, 3, or more streams, you can fast-track your financial goals. Extra income can be directed toward debt repayment, boosting your emergency fund, or increasing your investments. Every additional stream brings you closer to financial independence. In addition, multiple income streams give you freedom of choice. When you no longer depend on a single paycheck, you are not trapped in a job you dislike or forced to accept poor working conditions. You gain leverage, You can take risks, start new ventures, or even take time off if needed, knowing that other streams are supporting you. Wealth is not just about money, it is about freedom, security, and opportunities, and multiple income streams are the bridge to that freedom. Ultimately, building multiple income streams is not about working harder. It is about working smarter. It requires creativity, discipline, and the courage to try new things. For beginners, the best advice is to start small but start now. Pick one additional income stream that fits your life, commit to it, and then expand gradually. Over time, these streams will merge into a river of financial strength, giving you stability today and freedom tomorrow. Wealth is not built only through numbers in a bank account or the assets you own. It begins in the mind. Adopting a wealth mind, it is about developing the attitudes, beliefs, and habits that support financial growth. Many people focus on external strategies like saving, budgeting, or investing. But without the right mindset, those strategies rarely last. A wealth mindset shapes the way you view money, opportunities, and challenges. It helps you make consistent choices that build your future rather than sabotage it. For beginners, this shift in thinking is as important as any financial tool. The first part of adopting a wealth mindset is believing that wealth is possible for you. Too often, people limit themselves by thinking, "I'll never be rich," or "wealth is only for lucky or special people." These thoughts create self-imposed barriers. In reality, wealth is built by ordinary people who practice discipline and make small, smart decisions over time. When you believe you are capable of achieving financial success, you begin to act in ways that support it. Your mindset turns from "I can't" to "How can I?" And that simple change opens doors. Another key aspect of a wealth mindset is patience. Building wealth is not an overnight process. It requires delayed gratification, the ability to resist small pleasures now in exchange for greater rewards later. This is one of the hardest parts for beginners because we live in a world of instant gratification. Advertisements, social media, and peer pressure all encourage us to spend now and worry later. But those who adopt a wealth mind learn to focus on the long term. They ask themselves, will this purchase bring me lasting value, or will I regret it later? Choosing the future over the present again and again is what creates freedom down the road. Discipline is also central to a wealth mindset. Discipline is the bridge between goals and reality. It is what helps you stick to your budget, save before you spend, and invest consistently, even when it feels boring or when temptations are strong. A disciplined mindset does not mean you never enjoy life. It means you set boundaries that protect your progress. Over time, these boundaries become habits, and habits are what build wealth. A wealth mindset also sees challenges as opportunities to learn rather than reasons to quit. Financial setbacks are inevitable. Investments may dip, emergencies may arise, or plans may fail. People without a strong mindset panic, give up, or fall back into destructive habits. But those with a wealth mindset adapt, adjust, and keep moving forward. They understand that setbacks are temporary and that consistency will always bring results in the long run. Another important element is gratitude and intentional living. A person with a wealth mindset does not measure success only by material possessions, but by freedom, security, and the ability to use money as a tool. Gratitude helps you focus on what you already have, rather than constantly chasing what others display. This prevents destructive cycles of comparison and overspending. With gratitude, you make decisions from a place of strength rather than insecurity. Finally, adopting a wealth mindset means surrounding yourself with the right influences. If you spend time with people who complain about money, waste it carelessly, or see wealth as impossible, you will likely adopt those beliefs. But if you learn from mentors, read about financial success, and connect with like-minded people, your thinking expands. The people and information you allow into your life shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your results. In the end, wealth is not just about money. It is about choice, freedom, and the ability to design the life you want. Adopting a wealth mindset helps you align your thoughts and actions with those goals. It teaches you patience, discipline, and resilience. It helps you focus on growth rather than fear, on opportunities rather than obstacles. For beginners, adopting this mindset is the key that unlocks every other step. Saving, budgeting, investing, and building income streams. When you think like a wealthy person, you begin to act like one. And when you act like one, wealth eventually follows.